finish what we started. Or finish.
Can you hear me?
It's getting real bad. There's all these people in the islands. If we don't go now, they could die. We gotta do something. You talk to the council. I'll go warn them.
We'll meet up again, right?
Why can't I find them?
Of course. I would never leave you behind.
It's just that
Said we'd be there for each other.
we left our friends
We
and
didn't leave our friends, luckily. We
It has to be this way.
we needed to part ways for just a little bit. But I promise.
are you okay being alone?
I'm gonna have to be.
It'll help you get it. We'll all be together again.
If anybody can do it, you can.
Now go. It all comes back around.
In the heart of the world of Nocturne lies Dustvale, a brutal sun-scorched desert ruled by corrupt chancellors and the shadowy emperor. In this unforgiving land of towering mesas and endless dunes, life is a gamble, especially when magic is real and vampires lurk in the shadows. A small band of adventurers is tasked with what seems to be a simple mission. But in Dustvale, nothing is ever really simple. As rebellion stirs, these heroes find themselves swept into a battle that spans the breadth of the desert and beyond. Meet Raja the Red, and prepare for epic confrontations in a world where outlaws clash with dark magic, and destiny is written in blood and sand. Created and GM'd by Brad Woto, Dustvale is the first installment of the Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition homebrew Nocturne trilogy, and is now finally here for the first time in podcast form. All aboard now. Train's leaving.
Deathless is an improvised cinematic narrative with live production, including music and dialogue. There is no script. This story contains violence, disturbing imagery, adult themes, and a darkness which may leave you doubting who you are. Proceed at your own risk.
Shake me awake, rip me from slumber and fight for me, fight for me. Shake me awake, rip me from slumber and fight for me, fight for me. Ache for me, babe. Shout from the depths that you want me to stay. Fight for me, fight. I want you to fight for me. Stand up for the things you can't stand to lose, despite what my heart can't feel.
Letzte Woche on Deathless. A familiar face from Constantine's most recent past arrives. But are they puppeted? By whom? A strange woman, we assume. Trying to offer us a deal, or rather, a test. We begin a fight, but Gunnar runs away to get help. Returning back to the apartment, He is the second of our group to meet Moog. What will happen when the rest of us do? Or will we even survive this encounter?
So sorry, you. I don't want to interrupt, but you did forget a couple of details there. I got choked again. It was very, very traumatic for me. Also, Stalker fucked something up, per usual. What's this, week 3, 4 in a row? So we're going into a trap, potentially, or something is going to bite our heads off. But yes, as you said, will we win the fight? We'll
Just to
find
be
out.
clear, I did not forget the part about you being choked. I just thought it was irrelevant, but yes, we can continue.
Oh, I see what kind of lover you are, forgetting the details. All right.
You do not know love, darling.
Oh. Is that an offer?
We could do this all day. Let's move on.
This is previously, not next time.
Oh God, it's perfect. It's perfect. Okay. That is a great place to start. Will somebody roll me a 1d2, please?
I can do it.
Perfect.
Warum nicht? 2. 2.
Then we're going to begin in the alleyway.
Schön. Oh, yeah.
Do you remember exactly where you were, the two of you? Because if Yep, go ahead.
I had just leapt back from her and her spidery web, and I think I had just said something about if I can heal, I can do harm.
That's
and so
right.
now I'm trying to harm her, but my last roll was not good.
That's right. I remember that too.
Yeah.
And I had defended from her mental attack attempt to take me over twice.
Yes.
I rolled a 14 on the last one. I think that was the last thing.
Okay, so she is, but I also think you had her trapped, correct?
I had her with, I have tentacles. That
Yeah.
Previously, I have tentacles now. Shadow tentacles. They had pinned her down, but I pulled them off because they're like coming back. Whatever the shadow is that I have is trying to get it out of my head.
Okay, perfect.
It's just kind of frantic, as someone pointed out last time.
Right. Okay. So then her body is sort of slumped, but still standing. Her limbs are loose. Her head is wrenched back at an impossible angle. Right. You've yeah. Okay. Her mouth gapes. Her lips are cracked. A soundless scream frozen in place. And I believe it's her move. So I'm going to go first. Yes.
So
sorry.
is her turn on her turn, or is it my turn or her turn? I defend from it because that was the last thing
Her
that
turn.
happened.
Then
okay.
it's your turn. Yep.
Okay. Do I have to defend on my turn or it's hers? Right.
No, it's on her turn that you defend.
Okay.
So yep. So you may now make a move.
I want to. I want to try to cut off. See, I don't know how she works, and I wonder if she's in there. I want to try to cut off what she's doing by putting this ability where I covered the hand around myself to try to block anything out.
And didn't you also do that once before, or have you only done it with the hand?
I did it with the hand, and I did it when we had the fight with the Skelter Fiends.
That's
Is that
right.
what they're called?
That's right. Okay.
I did it on Gunner.
Okay, so you'll have a 10 shift on this then.
Okay.
So we're gonna make it.
So that makes it 50.
Well, because this is for you to use an ability, so I would have said this is 30, right?
Okay.
So we'll make it 40.
All right.
As your target difficulty for this.
All right, because it's
Yep.
not against her. This
Yep.
is just doing it. Right,
Yep,
right,
yep,
right.
Yep.
Okay.
And good luck.
Hey, thanks.
I'm sure my rolls will always be good. And they're not going to come bite me in the ass at all. 46. Failure.
Okay, we can make that a win since it's so close, if you'll give me something in return.
Am I agreeing to this blindly?
Always.
I would very much like for this to work. And
right,
I feel like in the moment, I would probably do whatever I could to stop this from happening and losing control of my will.
Perfect. Okay, then. Why don't you go ahead and describe what happens as you succeed at doing this, or at least what it looks like from our side watching Esteban.
So, the feeling I described was it felt like spiders crawling around in my skull, like looking for purchase, like looking to kind of put a web around it or whatever I perceived as her trying to take control of me. So I think I'm frantic and I'm like reaching at my head and this shadow has pulled off of her and these tentacles are now just moving around. Like you see them like going in my eyes and coming at my ears. It's just trying everything it can to try to stop this, what's going on. Like it's panicked, it's frantic. And I've been fighting it for a couple of times and I start to regain some composure and just kind of this memory of other times where I wasn't sure what was going on. I was afraid I was going to lose myself. Or I was really, like, genuinely afraid that something was going to happen. I didn't want to. And it's just this moment of learning to, slow down and not panic. Make sure both your feet are planted. And then it's all about focus. And kind of for the moment, you know this thing is happening, but not focusing on it, focusing on what you have to do to stop it. And as I do that, all of this shadow thing that's swirling around kind of just slows down and stops. And then wherever it stops, it just kind of spreads out and connects all around me until it's just one big black Esteban-shaped void.
I'm sorry. You're encasing yourself?
Yes.
I thought you were encasing her. My apologies. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, my bad.
That was
That's
another
okay.
thought.
Yeah.
But I'm
that's okay.
stopping this.
Yep.
I'm thinking
Yep.
about stopping this.
Yep,
That
that's
was my
perfect.
next move.
That works. That works.
Just to be clear, when I do that next, I had thought of it already.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. It seemed like that's what you were going to do. Okay. So you are encased in this shroud of darkness. Constantine, what do you do? It's your turn.
Okay. I'm trying to figure out how far I am from her. Probably not so far. There's something about... I rolled poorly on the last turn. Can I ask you a question?
Always.
I know that we don't often want to like re-roll for the same thing, right? But in combat, can we?
If it's a new turn and you want to spend a new turn doing a thing, absolutely.
Okay.
You can spend your turn however you like. Because otherwise it would be like I try to attack and I fail, and so then I'm not letting you roll to attack again, and that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, okay,
It's more like when you roll to do a thing and then the dice say no, and then you go, well, I just try again and again and again and again, and that's not what I like to do. So, but this doesn't count.
Okay. Because I would like to try to harm again with the same. Okay, but it didn't work last time. So let me think this through. It didn't work last time, but I did learn that emotional resonance is an important part of it, and that I'm like on the right path in terms of how I'm thinking about this. And I think maybe the reason why it failed is because I'm still looking at the body of someone who I hurt, and I feel like remorse about because she's still occupying that body.
Okay.
So
I am totally fine to do that.
Yeah.
So this is not me correcting you at all.
Oh,
'cause
yes.
You need to tell me how your character feels. But if I remember, you had switched from remorse to anger.
Yes, that is
Okay.
correct.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Just double checking. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That is right. Okay. So maybe it's that there's like a lingering remorse there. And now that I know that the resonance about the anger, I'm trying to explain the last failure. I would like to double down on the rage. And strangely allow myself to feel it fully instead of trying to keep control over it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Instead of trying to keep control over the emotions that I have.
Okay.
Trying to release it even just 10% to like tap into that actual anger that I think, in my opinion, all vampires are very emotional beings.
Yep.
And they feel keenly. And I think
humans dialed up to
yes
11 in every sense of
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that Constantine has done a lot of control to maintain a certain aspect of
yes. And you have bonuses
his
now
appearance.
to that control.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I think I'd like to let the tap loose a little bit, let it run.
Okay. Now, we did mention this last time, but for those who missed it, you have uncovered something very important in the realm of Otherworld and how magic works, and that is that emotional resonance matters. And using your emotion can sometimes give you more power, but have great effect. So we're going to find out what happens here as you kind of just let the rage flow through you. All right, go ahead and make a roll. So you're trying? Yeah, exactly. Do it. Thank you. So you're trying to attack, correct?
Yeah, I want to, like, the way that I would heal, the way that I think about healing is like restoring. So I want to remove, like, I want to suck the life from, like, energy, like, you know? Does that make any sense?
Yes, it does.
Like,
it
I want to rot the corpse down.
Okay. Yep. Okay. So I guess my initial thought was, and this is more just an exploration of your magic, whether it's like healing or decay. And that's kind of my question was, is it that you are speeding up time in some sort of way in which they are decaying, or are you like a vampire sucking the life from?
Yeah, I think it's more about like rotting the flesh, less about time.
Okay. Yep. Yep. So it's
like obviously we know that time is what would make that happen, so of course it makes sense that I would have like time power, but I don't think of it that way. I'm thinking about like
it doesn't need to be time. So I guess my question for you is, are you stealing or inflicting? Because I feel like those are two different ways of approach.
Inflicting.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm inflicting.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
So you have no intention of like gaining from this. You're just causing pain. Yeah. Okay.
I'm causing harm.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Perfect. All right. Go ahead and make your roll. It is a 40, but I am going to give you a 5 shift on this because you're just doing your anger for the first time. If you had done this before, I may give you a 10 shift, but for now it's going to be 5.
Okay. So that would make the difficulty 35.
Difficulty is 45.
45.
Because for her it's 40 when you're attacking her. Yep.
Oh my God, dude. Okay.
Hey, it wasn't a 90 something.
Yeah, at least
it's true. It was
90.
not a 90.
I will offer you the same thing I offered Esteban.
Ooh.
We can let this. You can make this a success if you'd like. If I get something in trade.
She got a 50 for those of you listening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So very close. So it's the same thing with Esteban. Close enough that I can offer you a tradesies. Everything.
Yeah,
comes
I
at a
think part of.
cost.
Yeah, I think part of the like emotional breakdown here is that I'm not paying attention to the consequences in the way that I might if I was in full control. So yeah, I'm willing to do that.
All right. So why don't you describe what we see? What do you do to her? To this body.
Okay.
Anyway. Yep.
You know those sped up decomposing videos where it's like time lapse of decomposing?
Mm-hmm.
It's that. It's that on the body until ideally there's nothing left but like soil residue or something, you know, like dust.
So this will do damage, but it's not an auto kill. So that's wonderful. What do we see on Constantine's face as this is happening? I want to know what you look like as you're doing this.
I'm relishing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you making eye contact with this body as you do this?
I think I'd have to. Yeah.
Yeah. Why do you say you'd have to? Because you think your power needs to be on a fixation point?
Yes, and I also think it needs to there needs to be vulnerability there. So if I'm harming, it needs to be personal. So if I'm harming, I'm making the commitment to do so to their face.
Okay. Her body jerks once, then twice. Her fingers are twitching, her jaw clenching even though it's stuck wide open. It's almost like something inside is resisting a pull and a tug from outside forces, being you. A breath hisses out, and there's a sickening snap as the tension breaks and her body begins to decay. And we see Constantine with a giant smirk on his face as he is enjoying, relishing in what he is doing to this body that he just apologized to moments earlier. She's still up, however. And now it is her turn. Roll me a 1d2, one of you.
I did it last time, so you should do it, Esteban.
No.
Okay. Roll defense for me, Constantine. 40. Actually, I'm calling in my thing right now.
Okay.
That'll be, what did I shift yours to? 5? You rolled
5,
at 50?
yep.
Then your difficulty is now 35 instead of 40.
Okay.
Just so everyone knows what I was doing there.
55 failure doubles.
Okay.
I don't like this sound.
She is going to snap back up after you've done this. She's in a beginning state of decay with you. But she's also grinning as well now, even though her jaw is broken open. It's this grotesque, wide half smile. Only half of her face is working, it seems. But she makes eye contact with you too. It's very personal. And she's going to try to possess you and enter you. And she has succeeded on 2 rolls now because you rolled double failure here. So she only needs 1 more to possess you.
Oh, no.
Why don't you go ahead and describe what this feels like to Constantine, this invasion?
It feels extremely physical. It doesn't feel like it's in my mind. It feels like there might be something trying to crawl under my skin, in my guts. There's something alive, moving within my, like, against my organs, and, like, shifting me around.
And how does Constantine react to that?
Yeah, I collapse to my knees and, like, grip my body. And I'm suddenly extremely out of breath, like I can't breathe.
Okay. Esteban, it is your turn.
Well, I've had this brilliant idea to use this ability on her.
Brilliant idea.
It's a brilliant idea, really. Yeah. I mean, I guess there are like physical signs that this is happening to.
I mean, Constantine has just dropped to his knees and is clutching his body.
Yeah. And also the head, well, the back of his head, wherever the head may be, directed. And okay, I'm aware.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to slip this abyssal bodysuit off myself and around this corpse, and hopefully cut off the Wi-Fi signal.
Okay. Go ahead and make a roll for me. And I'm calling in the. I'm calling.
I would
in
also.
now.
I think I would say, truly all we wanted to do was talk and find out information about where we are. I did not have to come to this, but perhaps we'll have a chance to talk another day.
I'm calling in my roll now, so you're going to have
a
35 as well for this. This is technically an attack on her, but also it's moving your power. It's you using your power again. So we're going to do that 35 instead of 40.
Okay, gotcha. 52.
Oh, so I was thinking to myself, like, please roll a 55. That would be insane. Obviously, I don't want that, but also, how crazy would that be? Okay, so what happens, do you think? Why can't you do this? Remember, it doesn't always have to
I think I make myself
to
go to do it, and I say that, and I'm with the intent that it's going to cover up, and we're going to be out of there. And I think it just doesn't. This thing doesn't want to move. It just wants. It's like. I get the sense. It's like, oh no, you're safe now. So I'm not. I'm going to stay here.
Do you think Esteban fears for his life right now?
He doesn't fear for his life, not at this moment, but he fears that she was going to take over his mind.
Yeah.
That's the bigger fear, yeah.
Yeah, so, but I mean, he feels like, like deep down, he maybe doesn't want it to go. And so that's why it doesn't actually go.
For sure, yeah.
Okay.
Or something doesn't want it to go, sure.
Okay. Constantine, it is your turn.
Okay. I would like to fight this force that is trying to enter me.
How would you like to do that?
I would like to revoke consent.
Okay. What does this ability look like? Or how does it manifest as you do this?
I think this would fit into... I think this ability might fit into the control ability that I got last week, maybe. Like, I'm trying to find a way to not have like 1,000 different abilities or anything, you know, and try to stack them together in a way that makes sense.
I mean, the dice will do that for you naturally. Because the more you use one ability, the stronger that ability gets. And the more you kind of try to dilute yourself, the harder it will be for you. So do whatever you like, essentially, is what I was saying. And the dice will decide for us what sticks around and what doesn't.
You'll have to forgive me for taking a really long time with these turns, because I'm still trying to figure out like what Constantine's powers are and like what are the limits and things that I can do.
And so's Constantine. So you're in a new world where your power feels very different. So experimentation is totally fine. It's the point.
Because honestly, it's just very basic. It's just like, no.
Yeah.
Get out of me.
Yep. Okay. So
I don't
It's a rejection of her presence. So, okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to go ahead and roll. If you succeed, then what will happen is you will get a shift on your defense in the next roll.
Okay.
Yep. So basically you're using your turn to defend.
Okay.
On your next roll.
Cool. And it's 40, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. 26 otherworldly
success. Perfect. Okay. So you are going to get kind of the max shift because it's an otherworldly success, which is 15 on your next roll. Yep. Okay. Which brings it back around to my turn. So please roll to defend, dear Constantine, with your 15 shift.
Okay.
So 55.
55. It's interesting that I rolled a 55.
Uh-huh.
And then, anyway.
Very interesting indeed.
42 success.
She does try to take this moment to seize control of you and take advantage of the fact that she has, mechanically speaking, she's done 2 out of the 3 that she needed to be able to, possess you or to enter into you. And so she's making a kill shot sort of essentially here as she goes in. And so Esteban, you may notice that there is a moment of weakness here that you see an opening as she as she is completely using all of her focus right now to try to make this, this takeover on Constantine and is unable to do so. Why, Constantine? Do you simply Neo Matrix no? What does this look like?
I don't want to Neo Matrix no, but I feel like that's
why. That's like
one
of the coolest things that's ever happened.
Yeah, I think it's literally just because it feels so OP. Yeah, it feels so OP to be able to do that. So I think there's like this part of me that doesn't want to. Yeah, it feels like it's OP, but I can't think of any.
We'll unpack that another day. You can just say no, it's not OP. You just be like, no.
Okay, well, let's be real. Neo in the Matrix was OP. Okay, fine. I just say no. And I'm just like, yeah. It's like a wall. Like she just tries to get, and I
for someone who cares about consent.
Yes, it is extremely powerful.
Very powerful word.
Yeah. Jokes aside, I think it's the most fitting for you to just say no, and then you barred entry.
If it helps, if you say it in German, it sounds way more powerful.
9.
Perfect. So we see Constantine clutching his chest, probably with his left hand up near kind of maybe his collarbone, and the other hand is clutching his side, on his knees, breathing heavily, and then suddenly he stills and whispers 9. And then tension releases from his body. And Constantine, if you look up at her, you too will notice the moment of weakness, however that translates to Constantine. She's vulnerable right now because she was trying to make an attack on you. And that is now Esteban's turn.
Okay. I'd like to use my tentacles again.
Mm-hmm.
It's a weird sentence to say, and I will get more confident about it. May I use my tentacles, please? 9. I think I'd like, because the thing that's covering me, which is usually more the little shadow that has ran around, wasn't listening. I think I will then think about, okay, these tendrils that came out of me, I want them to go. I would like to grab onto the shadow of this corpse. And since it's holding it there, I figure, well, why can't I pull on it and throw it down the fucking street?
Okay, so you're going to try to wrap your tentacles around the legs of this shadowy spider?
Well, that's the question. Is it of the spider? Yeah, of the shadowy spider, and then just so it like throws the body down all way or into a wall or something far down the road.
Okay, perfect. Roll for it. You're 40.
Okay. We flipped. I'm okay with it. We flipped. Yeah. I think, well, go ahead.
No, please go ahead.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something.
I was, but it's in.
Well, I think that, I mean, if it's empty, I think they'll respond and they'll come out, but she's ready. Like if the
She's
shadow
not
is
ready.
ready. Oh,
She's
okay.
not ready, so something else happens. Normally, I would say whatever.
I need
but
glasses and I miss.
No, I don't think you miss either, but I don't know what it is.
Then it doesn't. Well, okay. Okay, I think these tentacles come out, and I tell them what to do, and they just kind of like turn, and they're just like this, and just are looking at me. They're not listening either.
I am okay to keep that they don't really listen to you, or alternatively, you do grab her and you do move her, but it's not far. Perhaps you expected her shadow to weigh nothing, but it doesn't. It actually feels heavy to your tentacles.
Okay.
Because I like failures to help you learn how your magic works.
Okay,
Help
that's
you-
then if that's the case, then yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
Then
So, yep, you maybe needed a bit more power there than you expected to need.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Constantine, your turn.
Okay. I am currently trying to figure out if I would... How vindictive and petty am I? Probably pretty petty.
I would imagine so.
But there are still lines that I don't cross.
if I may help, this person is using someone you murdered against you, and you feel shitty about. I think we've gone way past petty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, how was
Listen,
I
I'm trying
supposed
to incite.
to know?
I'm trying to incite violence
How was
here.
I supposed to know that a great vampire regretted such a delicious kill?
Oh. Not enough imagination, maybe.
Maybe.
I would like to... Let's see how that feels to her. And I would like to return the favor of trying... I don't know if I want to possess her. I don't want to possess this body.
Yeah.
I want to go through the body to get to her. And I want to be like... stab her in the mental eye. I want to do mental piercing damage.
Okay.
Like, you know.
You are welcome to try this. There's always the ability to roll and try to succeed at something. However, your magic is in charisma, not in mind. So it will just be very difficult for you to try to achieve it should you choose to do it. Now, when I say this is like me mechanically speaking to you, but I do think that somewhere in there, your character has an idea of where your power comes from and that you would have to draw from somewhere else to be able to do this and that it would be extremely difficult.
So then, question, what she was doing to me was all mind-based then?
That's correct.
Sorry, I'm thinking. Can I just force her to not be able to possess this body any longer? Just push her out.
How would you do that?
Yeah. Yeah, let's just go. I'll go with mind and I'll see how that works.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's
I want to give her
probably
a taste
gonna
of her own medicine.
Yeah. It's probably you gotta roll under a 20 or an 11 or 22. I will allow a 22 and a 33 just for shits and giggles.
Okay. Do I have a higher difficulty for this or same difficulty
It's
as
20.
everything?
It's 20. So you gotta roll under a 20, but I will accept a 22 or a 33.
Oh, 96.
Didn't want you to do it.
Okay,
No.
Dice did not want you to do it. What happened?
Message received.
This is really bad. I know it's not doubles, but it's still a 96. So I think something happens to give her an advantage on her next roll here.
Yeah. I think I'm losing control entirely. My rage is taking over. And so I'm just becoming more and more vulnerable to a person who has the faculties of their mind still at work.
Yeah.
And I also think that this action, which is what I was trying to figure out before, I think it fundamentally goes against Constantine's morals. Like, he's vindictive and petty, but he would never... The reason why he can say no is because he would never do that. Do you know what I mean? He believes so strongly that you should never cross certain lines. And so I think in him trying to be like, yeah, let's see how it feels. Yeah.
You used a key phrase here.
Yes.
You can re-roll if you want to take an oblivion. Because you're right. It is morally reprehensible, but you've chosen to do it anyway. So if you want, you can take a point of oblivion, which means that you get to re-roll, but it means you're going to have a -5 shift on everything else until you clear that oblivion. We've really only used burn so far, but it's the same thing, but it's like, you know, for your mental state.
Yeah. I think...
Morals.
Yeah, I think I'm out of control now. I think feet, like, leaning into that sort of narrative, I'm past it. I'm not really paying attention, so I'll take that.
Yep. Okay, go for it.
I'll take that oblivion.
So take the point of oblivion, which means you'll have a -5 to all your rolls until you clear it, but it allows you to re-roll this without the -5.
Okay. So 20, yeah.
Yep, still 20. I'll take a 22 or 33.
Get those buses.
Buses in the chat.
42. The chances were pretty low.
The chances were pretty low.
Yeah.
You can take another oblivion if you want. I'll let you do it. You can take as many as you want.
I will take another oblivion.
Whoa.
Takes you to 10.
I'm pissed.
Yeah. This is what the oblivion is
71.
for, by the way. All right, you're at 10. You have a total
I'll
of
take another
5.
oblivion.
But yep, I was going to say, you have up to 5.
Get on the bus.
Yeah.
5, otherworldly success. So I'm just like, I'm sort of like,
I'm sorry, I have to freak out about that. Did you just use like, I'm going to take an oblivion. I'm going to take an oblivion. Fuck it. And then you got a 5, dude. Are you kidding me? Okay.
Yeah.
So please describe what this looks like to us. Keep in mind, you are hitting 3 stages of oblivion as you do this.
Yeah.
So you are pushing your mind to be able to free your mind. You're actually pulling a Neo here as you just go, no, I'm going to get in here.
Yeah. I think I'm like sort of knelt on the ground. I'm like down on one knee. I'm hunched because I was just holding my body, like trying to protect it, like from this invasive, horrifying feeling of something inside, like, you know, ripping me up. And in this situation, this entity who has come here, everything's starting to pile up on me. I do not like what I have been forced to do since I have been here. I do not like that I'm so angry because it feels so good. It feels so good. I feel powerful, and this rage, it's almost like it's uncontrollable and stubborn. This stubborn core, and I try to go for her with my mind, and it doesn't work. I hit a wall, and I do not give up. I'm just like enraged. My teeth are bared. They're long. I'm like, you know, like I look probably feral. And my nose starts to bleed, and my ears are bleeding, and maybe my eyes are starting to bleed as this oblivion is stacking. And I just keep going until I feel the pressure break.
She crumples like a marionette with its strings cut. There's probably a strange howl that escapes her mouth at first It's reverberating off of the walls. And you probably recognize after a moment that it is two voices, not just one. It is this body's voice, but then there is something else, this disembodied scream that you hear embedded inside of it somehow. And then there's nothing but silence after she hits the pavement with a dull, wet thud.
I drop to my hands and my knees, and I'm spitting blood from my mouth and sort of just gasping as soon as I hear the thud.
All the color leaves the body, not that there was much. And the alleyway is still.
I take a quick walk over to the body and just look, and it looks very inert. And then I walk over to Constantine.
Vergib me. Vergib me nicht. I whisper, "Don't forgive me," to the ground. And I'm like shaking probably quite a lot. Like just the animalistic, like post car accident shaking.
I think I get down on one knee in front of him. And I reach a hand under his chin to lift his head up to meet my eyes. And I say, "Well, I'm sorry, but you were wrong. I could not do this, but we could." Did you say you were vomiting blood?
I was like spitting it out, not full vomit, but
okay,
yeah.
Perfect. Then I am afraid little shadow tentacle comes over and seemingly wipes it away from maybe your chin. It may also have just sucked it up. I don't know, but the blood that it touched was not there anymore. I say, "I apologize. I do not know what this is doing. This is very new to me." What exactly did you do? What did you do?
I tried to show her what it feels like. What she was trying to do to me. We are monsters, are we not?
Perhaps. But in this moment, I stand up and I reach my hand out, extend my hand to help him up.
I don't take it, I stand up on my own.
Well, I would say in this moment we are better monsters than she is, but perhaps in 2 days we will think otherwise when we meet her.
Better monsters. Interessant. An interesting idea. Things like her should not exist. So what does that say about things like us?
I don't know if you have noticed these tentacles are moving around. It seems I am very much a thing like her as well.
I take your wrist and I bring it close to my mouth and bare my teeth. Then my eyes flick to yours. May I?
Please be my guest. Whatever you need.
For the record, I'm not trying to do anything or get anything from you. I literally just want to taste your blood. I just want to bite you. So I bite your wrist. With no intention other than just tasting your blood.
I just watch.
What does it taste like, Esteban?
Huh. Have we talked about what, I didn't describe it. I think when Cora had fed off me, right? I don't think I described a taste. No.
I think you described a feeling, which to me it's either. You can describe how this might, present itself or feel. I try not to, describe how another character might feel. That's totally up to them or how they might interpret. But there are some exceptions to that rule, and that's when magic is involved and kind of, forcing a feeling. I think this is one of those situations where your blood might make someone feel a certain way, whether it's euphoria or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And I think it can change from person to person.
And please, but either of you tell me if this doesn't make any sense, but in a case of Constantine, I'm willingly doing this.
Yes.
So he in particular might get maybe a little more.
That's what I think too.
Just because, okay.
It's like a moment of vulnerability between the two of you. So I think it's like you are allowing him to see part of you. It's ironically probably very similar to what you did with Ophidia, right? But it's just different because she's not a revenant or a deathless that can suck your blood, but it's something very akin to that.
I think you feel it's a little salty. A little on the saltier side. But I think as the blood, you swallow it down your throat, it's probably pretty rich, just the taste wise. You get a sense of a loss, of this is very specific, but I'm sure Constantine might have had this feeling, but the feeling of when you're around a lot of people in a crowded room, but you feel like you're alone. Right at the end, because you're not taking a big drink, there's also a feeling of content. Like, that's okay. Whether or not it's real, I don't know if you drank enough blood to know that. What do you think?
Release your... What do I think?
I imagine you're a man of good taste. The last time someone drank from me, it was a totally different experience.
I don't answer you. I pull your wrist from my mouth and I lean in and I kiss you. And my mouth is full of your blood. And I kiss you extraordinarily gently, like like a lover, like a familiar lover, a lover that we've been together for a long time, you know? Almost as if there's a familiarity in it, I think. And then
while this is happening, this is very strange, but this is what happens, right? While this is happening, you hear something, and it sounds like it's 1,000 miles away, and you're hearing the barest sound of it. It feels like, you know, like if you're in your home and there's people like two block away having a big party, and you just like, what the hell was that, right? But you hear, it sounds like a small group of people cheering, like someone just won something, or they're celebrating.
I should note also that because my eyes and my nose and my mouth was bleeding from before, like, my blood would be mixed in to this kiss as well. So it's like both of our blood at once. But I don't know if you would be able to taste any, you know, it's just like remnants. And I pull back from you, and I look at you with a strange expression, like a bit confused and like I'm looking all over your face and your body, and I bring my hand to your shoulder and I kind of squeeze it, almost like I'm trying to convince myself that you're real, figure out if you're real. And then I'll say, where is Gunnar?
It feels like the perfect opportunity to switch. Okay, so Constantine, and mostly for the audience. Constantine is at level 3 of Oblivion out of a 5 total, which means that he has a minus 30 shift on every future roll until he manages to, you know, fix this. And the way that I have the Oblivion broken down for the players, I know you guys can't see this yet, is limbs tremble. Wait, no, that's burn. Colors dim and warp. Reality bends like light through water, and trust might feel alien. So that is kind of where Constantine is at the moment. All right, we're going to shift over, quite actually, into the other scene with the other group. Why don't you describe what happens as you arrive? However, one person will be missing, and that is Gunnar. Is not with you when you all arrive and take stock of your surroundings.
I'm sorry, did you say we're arriving at this scene, or are we're in the...
So he has, so Stalker sliced open
yes.
a layer, and then you guys all went inside.
Purpley and energy, yes.
Yeah, like it's dull and bruised sky. You've got a smear of sickly light over a land that forgot how to live. It's completely desiccated and dry, and despite that, it'll still sound like wet mud underneath your feet for a moment before it makes a cracking sound. You know, the air smells mildewy and like salt a bit, and every time you wet your tongue against your lips, anything like that, you're gonna taste something. Like the air is thick enough to taste.
Ew.
Yeah, it's not a pleasant experience. and it's eerily silent here.
I turn around to Stalker. Is this where you left your friends?
I am looking up. Sorry, I just got the image of Willem Dafoe in that looking up gif. That's me. Looking up at the sky, and I say, no. Oh no, not again.
I'm sorry, did you say not again? And I look at Cora. And then I go to look for Gunnar, and... Oh! Is this how you lost your 7th? No.
It is watching us.
Now, when you say it, do you mean something weird, alternate personality inside you that's really dormant and not super dangerous? Or do you mean something in the sky that could just squash us like bugs?
I mean, the nightmare you've never had the courage to have. I mean, the end of our being. It's here.
Wonderful. That's what I like to hear. I suppose I've only myself to blame for this. And I reach into my pocket and my hand is trembling.
Next to you all, I'm looking confused, and I go up to Stalker, noting his tone and what he's doing, and I stand in front of him and peer at his face and ask, "What's wrong? Where did you take us?"
Stalker and Moog, roll for me,
Yes.
please.
What can I roll for you?
I will allow... Nope. Mind. I'm so sorry. Mind for
that's all
both
right.
you and Stalker. And difficulty
Yes.
is 30. I was trying to let you guys choose between the rolls, but I just don't think that would happen here.
By the way, narrator, I hope you're doing wonderfully this afternoon.
Mm-hmm. I am. Thank you for asking. 93,
so am
is
I.
it? Oh, perfect.
See, a little
Uh-huh.
common courtesy goes a long way.
What about you, Stalker?
I hate you.
Understandable.
Yeah. 76.
Okay. Now, when Cora steps right, because stop me if I'm wrong, Cora, but you said you stepped right in front of him, right? Like you are making yourself like unavoidably, you're taking his attention. So when she does this, only for a very brief second, her skin will flicker between texture, and a charred leather-like, maybe slick with tar, something raw, writhes beneath her skin for just a moment.
Oh. Stalker, do you see that off in the distance over there, off in the horizon? I think that's your nightmare that you're too afraid to have. Right over there. If you want to take a look.
I'm looking at the sky still. I don't...
Oh, so you don't look at Cora. You look at the sky, then you don't see that.
so.
Then just Moog sees it, because I imagine he's watching what's happening. But if you don't, then neither of you see it.
Since he mentions the horizon, I will look behind me where he's looking. Do I see anything
Roll for
that he's
me.
referring to?
Yeah, roll for me.
Body or mind?
Mind.
Okay. What difficulty?
40.
Okay. Okay.
Would you like to describe for the audience what just happened? Would you like to tell them what just happened?
An
He
11,
just rolled
by the
an
way.
11.
Otherworldly
doubles.
success. Okay, so I think so. This is 11. So you get to unlock an ability here, should you choose
Okay.
to. So remember,
love to.
we get 3 under each category, which is body, mind, and charisma, or whatever the hell I'm gonna call that. It sure shit ain't Riz, but you can unlock something in mind if you'd like. Remember, you only get 3. So if you start to unlock more, you're may have to make a tough decision of what to overwrite.
Yeah.
But you absolutely can do something. Do you want to see the truth is what the name of this skill would be.
Writing that down. Do you want to see the truth?
Yep.
Amazing. Okay. Sorry, what was the question?
So this is going to be your skill, and you're able to do that.
Yes.
Yep. Okay. So it's going to start with a 10% shift. That skill.
Okay.
So anytime you want to use this in particular to try to see what's really there, then you absolutely can. So the horizon will ripple. Okay. So as you're looking up, maybe you don't really see anything at first, but then your eyes do adjust and you see the horizon rippling, and it's not with hills, but with eyes. Dozens, hundreds, blinking in slow, uneven rhythm. Some are too large, clouded over like drowning moons. And then they notice you, all of them at once.
Okay. But there's distance between us
Yes.
and them. It's almost
Yep.
like a destination where the eyes are.
It's almost like they fill the whole sky. Like if you were to look up and imagine your distance between you and the clouds, it's almost like they replace the clouds.
Okay.
You are inside of a realm or a bubble, and they are either the realm or they are able to watch you from a safe distance. The eyes will shift and roll once they're fixated on you. So if you are moving, if you look, they will move and look and follow you.
Yeah. Okay. I would find this so startling. I would probably stumble back a few steps, maybe back behind Stalker again, where I was when I first walked through the portal. And I probably want to clarify. I would ask Moog, are you seeing what I'm seeing?
I think it's just a face that's carved into the shadow. Is that a face, or is that a foot, or is that a belly button? I can't quite make it out. It's definitely something, though, for sure. What do you see?
Stalker, where are we? What is this place?
We are in its lair, waiting
Oh,
for its next meal.
it's teeth then.
Cora, you feel your passenger retreat into the smallest space possible inside of you.
Okay. I think self-preservation would be kicking in, and I would turn around looking for the portal that we came through, intending to leave.
What? Are you all right? What do
I
you
don't think-
see?
I don't think we can be here. I think we need to leave right now. Stalker, what is this place? Why are we here? What did you do?
I've been here before. I thought it was a dream.
Well, definitely not a dream. What is this place, please? And thank you.
I've told you what it is.
Then why have you brought us here?
I did not.
Did you not open the door? Am I misremembering things? What have you done?
Something brought us here. They just used me to make it happen.
I walk up to Stalker again, to face him, take his arm, and give it like a good tug to get his attention.
Yeah,
Then take us
look
back.
down at you. I can't.
What do you mean you can't? Just open another portal.
Yes, just
Do what you just did.
claw. Yes. I'm clawing in the sky.
Just make it worse.
Then how
do
do
you
we
know?
make it better? I'm sorry. Yes, how do you know? And I step behind Gora.
And yes, I would like to know how we can make this better.
I'm not sure.
I would uneasily look over my shoulder at the distant horizon where the eyes probably inevitably still are.
Is the ground made of dust?
I mean, it's, desiccated ground. So yeah, I think probably, even though there's that like squish of wetness when you step, when you look down, you will leave a boot print as if the ground was wet. But sand does kick up, or dust does kick up when you walk. It's like a weird...
So I could...
Mhm.
I could draw.
Yes, absolutely.
I will... I will draw the symbol of my order. In the ground.
I look very confused.
Yes, I start drawing it. It takes it's pretty big. It takes a minute.
Gora.
Yes,
What the fuck is he doing?
I don't know, but I don't like it. I
Do you
can step
like it
back in line
more?
with Moog.
Do you like it more or less than the current predicament we're in? His actions?
I don't know yet, and I don't like that feeling.
Do you feel as if you could ferry us out of here, potentially?
I would kind of have like an expression, like it just dawned on me for the first time, like I might be able to do that.
Couldn't hurt to try. Also,
Couldn't hurt to
have you
try.
seen anything like this place before?
No.
Me neither. Last question, I
know?
promise. I absolutely promise. What are you seeing? I cannot help if you don't tell me. What about our friend? What does he have to say? I wink. I pulled out my sunglasses and I wink.
There are many reasons why I don't think we should be here.
Mm-hmm.
That is just one of them. Stalker, what are you doing?
I think I have one last gambit. And I finish the symbol. It is a serpent in a circle with a blood drop in the center.
Oh.
To be clear, Cora, you feel nothing if you go to reach for Ishna, and that sound that you heard, if you choose to hear it right away, is coming from around you somewhere, but not Ishna, to be clear.
Okay. What did that sound say?
Maybe we'll hear it again. I'm not going to repeat it.
Okay.
Sorry, you're too smart. Anybody else ask me? Sure, not you.
I'm sorry, narrator. You are looking wonderful again, per usual. What? I assumed that was Ishna. What did that sound?
Maybe you'll hear it again. You can roll if you'd like, but I don't want to interrupt. Sorry, you said you draw the symbol into the ground. You say you have one last gambit.
I look to to the people that are here with me, and I say, this will likely kill me. But I know of no other way.
I am biting my tongue. I'm wiggling a bit uneasily.
You know, Stalker, I would rather I know what it is you're doing, because I think the last thing we want is for you to die and leave us here. You're the one who brought us here. Can we try to leave?
I think if we try to leave the way we came here, it will only make things worse.
If any.
We all hear that?
Is that what they said? If any.
And if any.
And if any.
What was it you just said,
And
Stalker, before?
I said if we try to leave the way we came here, it will only make things worse.
I just heard Phineas.
I'm hearing something and I can't make it out. At this point, I'm kind of like closer to Moog than I am to Stalker. And I feel like I would have like maybe like a shoulder in front of Moog, kind of in like a bracing type of stance, waiting to see like what's about to happen. What do you mean one last gambit? What does that mean?
I use this symbol to communicate.
You use it.
Is that Latin?
Anybody who would know Latin can roll if you'd like.
I think I would.
I think you have a 0 in occult, though, so let's not forget that. I will let you roll, but it might be harder, because I think there's always a chance. But I do remember that you had no points in occult. But I know Cora does, and Moog, don't you, actually?
I was thinking about the spells.
I mean, you're
such,
the chantry, so I will allow a roll
right.
if you want. But also, if Moog was like, "Fuck that, I ain't learning that," then that's fine too. I'm leaving it up to you guys.
I think it's do or die time. I think that.
Yeah.
I just want to
You'd be
get
like,
out of here.
let's just try to see if I can summon up that fucking pop
Concentrate.
quiz, that
Yes,
Latin pop
I'm gonna
quiz
do
I
the-
had. Come on, you're gonna do the Murgles.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah.
The visionary.
Yep. Yes, that's right. The missionary does it too. Okay. Everybody can go ahead and roll. We're going to do a difficulty. Normally in this place would be 20, but we're going to do 30 for you.
All right. And you said mind, yeah?
Yes. We're going to do mind for this.
Wonderful. Failure at 48.
Failure 89.
Did you say 30 or 40?
48 for me.
Difficulty is 30.
Oh, difficulty is 30.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
57.
Okay. I think all of you recognize, that is Latin, but it is perhaps a bit more archaic than you're used to, or there's something strange about it that for some reason you can't piece it together, whatever is being said to you.
That was Latin, yeah.
I think, but I'm staring at Stalker as if something just dawned on me. Was this intentional the whole time? Did you bring us here? To trap us? Why?
Why would I do that?
Why are you trying to contact your order now?
I'm not trying to contact my order.
You just said that symbol is how you interact with them, how you contact them.
I said it is how I communicate.
Fine, communicate. Communicate that you got us right where you want us. So they can come and do what? Have you been lying this the whole time? Were you just pretending? To mess up the layers?
I did not say I was communicating with them, but I find your guilt interesting.
Guilt?
Why would I want to trap you?
Because I am just as much in the dark as the rest of the group. I don't know where you come from.
You also did say you wanted to imprison me as well.
I have been very open with you. My order is fairly well known.
Yes, I know of them. I also...
There's no deception in my order.
No. People in your order are just sent on missions to punish other kindred.
Yes.
Interesting how all the kindred in our group have been punished. If I'm wrong, and this isn't, why won't you try to open up another portal? Why don't you just try?
If my suspicions are correct, it will only hasten our end. Perhaps there is another way.
Veni,
That is really starting to get on my nerves. That's taunting me now, I swear to fucking God. It is taunting me.
My eyes glance at the distant horizon. Are the eyes still looking at us?
Absolutely.
I agree.
Oh, I hate this. I hate this. I hate this. It seems here we have a lack of communication and trust. Now, normally I would just stir the pot and laugh and chuckle, but we need to get the fuck out of here right now. Stalker, what the fuck does this thing do? Cora, what are you seeing that you keep on looking at? We should... I would like to leave this place in one piece, please. We can rip each other to shreds once we leave. Yeah?
What I'm seeing, Moog, is a sky full of eyes watching us. And honestly, I find it very suspicious that Stalker was not surprised by this and seemed to expect it.
I told you. I thought it was a dream. I did not sleep. After my injury, I only came here I don't know why.
All right.
I'm so sorry, Moog. As soon as she points out to you that she's seeing a bunch of eyes, if you look up again and even just try to see what she's seeing, you will see it.
Oh.
We can say that it took a second and it's just happening to you right now.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, remind me never to ask Cora what she's seeing if I don't see it. I'm moving my hand. Moving around, I'm seeing if they follow me as well. Huh. They follow me. Cora, do me a favor. Can you walk 3 paces that way? And I'm going to walk 3 paces in the opposite direction.
I glance next to me and make sure there's nothing in the way, and I
keep
take
your
like 3
eyes
paces.
on the eyes.
Facing forward, keeping everything in scope. Yes, I take a couple steps to the left.
Who do they follow? Narrator.
That is a great question. Both of you roll for me.
What are we rolling?
Mind, difficulty 30. Just there's no real failure. I just want to see who's more interesting.
20.
90.
They are fixated on Moog.
They're following me. Interesting.
Maybe they're curious because you have your eyes hidden.
Or I'm a proxy amongst, well, you two.
I like the first theory better. I like to think they've just never seen sunglasses before.
That's a good one. I'm gonna write that one in my journal later on tonight. Feeling optimistic, perhaps foolishly. Well, this wouldn't be the first time that all eyes were on me. If they're all watching me, then Stalker, this is who or what you're so afraid of. These eyes.
Are they gesturing? Are you gesturing to the sky or something?
Yes.
The creature here is all that is here. If you see or feel something, I believe that is... Yes.
So everything in this realm is the creature that you're so afraid of?
I think so.
And if you try to open up a doorway, it's going to get mad and swallow us whole.
I do not know that. I only suspect that is what it wants me to do.
All right. Perhaps a distraction is in order then, yeah?
I am willing to try to leave, if that is what you want.
What do you think, Cora?
But we could also try to communicate.
But what good is a phone call gonna do at this point? And call us a taxi?
I meant to communicate with the being itself.
Oh. Well, that could be better or worse than my idea.
That is what the symbol is for.
I do have a question, though. What if it does not speak English? What if it speaks, I don't know, Latin?
I would understand it, mostly.
Are you understanding the whispers on the wind, then?
I can't quite make them out.
And you think that's not a language barrier, that is a reception issue?
I'm not understanding what you mean.
You don't know what like a television set. Oh, fuck's sakes. You think that there is mountains in front of the smoke signal. Clouds in the sky.
Something. The communication is not clear. Yes. If what we are hearing is from this beast,
what do you mean, if what we're hearing is from this beast? You said everything in here is this beast.
I think everything in here is this beast.
From now
I have
on,
known
every
of this
time.
place for 2 hours, perhaps. I know very little more than you do.
All right.
And yet that's 2 more hours of knowledge that you seem to just forget when you brought us here.
I already told you I did not intend for us to go here.
You know, I won't even ask how you expect to communicate with the thing using a special symbol from your order, but I'm not interested. I don't want to talk to it. I don't want to be here. I want to leave. And if you insist on not helping us do that, then I can try to figure it out my own.
I just told you I would try if that is what you want, but I think it will kill you.
And what basis do you have for that? Because to me, it sounds like that's the perfect thing someone would say to another person to keep them from leaving a trapped. Oh no, you're safer here with me. If you try to leave, you'll die.
To me, your suspicions sound like the perfect deflection.
Perfect deflection for what?
We are missing a member of our party, and this stranger is here now.
Yes, like I told you. Fen stayed behind, wherever I went.
It's just as she said. He grumpily just walked off down the hallway, quite large, quite long, and with my best friend nonetheless.
I find it hard to believe Ben would abandon us.
He didn't abandon us. He's seeking information for us. Honestly, probably doing more than you are right now.
My mouth is a gasp.
Well, what is it you want, Cora?
I want to leave.
You want me to try to open another portal?
I also want to know why you seem to have so much context for everything that's happening, but refuse to give it.
What have I refused to give? I have been very open.
You've been open with your assumptions. If we try to leave, we'll die. If we stay here, we could communicate with the beast. If I just draw the symbol on the ground from my order, I can talk to it.
I said I think I could talk to it. It is the symbol I use to communicate. In this place, it may work. But everything is a gamble.
I'm sorry, Cora. Do you not want to talk to this thing because it's using some shady snake blood drop crudely drawn image, or do you just have something against it? Asking for a friend.
Talking to whatever might be here in this realm that we are suddenly in?
Yes, perhaps it's not the worst idea. I am just asking because there is something we have not tried yet, and if you do not want to talk to it, then I won't try it.
Like I said, Stalker can try. If he wants to talk to it, talk to it. I don't want to.
All right, you don't want to, then I don't want to. I am curious why Stalker wants to so badly.
I don't want to do anything in this place, but I think communication is better than opening another portal.
Why?
Because the portals are connected to this thing somehow.
How do you know that?
There is something, a new type of blood magic. This place we have come to is strange. I can do things I could not before. This thing I can do is complex, and I do not understand it. But this thing has been watching me for some time. I think because of the portals.
I see. And this is something you shared with the rest of your friends, yes? As soon as it happened, reported?
I did not realize it until I woke up. But When would I have had time?
It seems to me that while your order doesn't lie, they certainly withhold information, don't they?
You don't know what you're talking about. You just
I've
got
known
in here.
you for a total of, 20 minutes or so. And you've been forthcoming with assumptions
That is
when
all
they
we
are
have here.
convenient for you.
You think I have some hidden agenda?
I think you all do, if I'm being honest. I don't even know the others. And I think you all do. There is a distinct lack of information and communication, even from the big one.
What is it you want to know?
I don't want to know anything. I just want you to know that I know, or have noticed. You're all not being as secretive as you think. So we might as well work together and get the fuck out of here. If you won't do it your way, well, you will. You said you would.
Yes. I may die, though.
You may die or we may die. Those are two very different things, my friend.
Well, since we're working off of assumptions, I guess we can just assume he will die, and that's going to be the outcome.
Or we'll all die and I'll just be out of this miserable situation. Which honestly isn't sounding too bad right now.
Cora, do you think I should know everything that will happen?
No.
What is it you want from me?
I don't expect you to know everything. I expect you to use what you already know to make sound decisions.
That is what I'm doing.
Okay, well, if the only way you know how to communicate is with that sigil on the ground, be my guest. I'm just going to stand back here, though.
All right, that seemed like the long way to get back here. Okay. I'm with you. I stand behind Cora.
So...
Go get him. 100%.
Okay. Yeah, I cut open my hand and finish the symbol with blood. And I attempt to communicate with this creature.
Okay, let's do a roll, please. 30 difficulty. However, before we do that, because this may cause some shifting of that difficulty here, how does Stalker perceive that this is going to work? Like, I know that this is how he communicates with his clan, but how does he expect to use this to communicate with this thing?
Well, I'm going to use it as like an anchor point for me. And I'm going to try to enter this creature's mind, speak to it.
Okay.
This is a symbol that I know and recognize, and it is a comfort.
It is a symbol of power for you, whether or not you are trying to, communicate with your clan. So I recognize that in other, in VTM, it may have only specifically allowed you to reach your clan, but in Otherworld, iconology has power, and so for you, this is a symbol of power. So I recognize that. So yeah, let's go ahead and make a mind roll. Difficulty is going to stay at 30, however.
All right. Is this still considered a layers ability?
No. This is a communication ability.
All right. A 7.
Okay. Why don't you describe what happens?
I think it happens just as it always does. Or, at first, I kneel down onto the ground in front of the symbol, and I concentrate on who I am trying to communicate with.
And how do you do that? So let me help you. So mechanically, you're going to need to do 3 things. This is like a ritual that you're performing. This is a magic spell that you are doing. So you're going to need to do 3 things. Because you rolled that 7. You don't necessarily have to, but I'd like for you to come away from this experience with the knowledge of what you have done. So rule of 3 here. Yep, go for it.
Can the symbol be one?
Yes, the symbol can be kind of your tool to get you from point A to point B. The second thing is going to need to be the thing, and the third thing is going to need to be you. So you've got your bridge, you got you, and the other thing. Yep.
Then I focus on the smell that has been following me.
Perfect. Perfect example. Mwah.
And then I focus on order. The order within who I am, what I have made myself into. You don't like that one as much.
No, I'm thinking about how to help you. You know, I'm sorry, I was lost in thought of trying to guide you, but also not spoiling, but also helping you understand. I think, if it's okay to say, Stalker may not think of this, but you get the urge to pick up the ground and put it in your mouth as a way to help bridge one to the other. As soon as you go, I'm focusing on that smell of that mildew, then maybe you reach down, you pick up the ground and the earth, and you go, I'm going to taste it as well as smell it, right?
I will see that and raise you that I pick up the ground with my blood in it. No.
That's fine. No. I'm just thinking of the implications of that. I'm sorry. Let me digest that. Yeah, absolutely. You can do that for sure. Your blood has extreme power. Yeah, for sure.
The connection between me and this thing. All right. Those are the 3 things then, yes.
So I'm sorry. The first thing is you're going to focus on the smell. And so you grab the dirt with your blood in it, pick it up, put it in your mouth. And the second thing is the symbol on the ground. And the third thing is what?
I will hold the hilt of one of my daggers and think of my purpose.
That is perfect. This dagger, then, you will be using like a resonant item. So like an artifact, or it's going to be something that you will run a risk of entangling yourself to. So using this dagger in this way is going to give you potentially a greater shift or success towards doing what you want. But if you try to do this again without using the dagger, it will be more difficult for you to do so. So we'll go ahead and roll on the entanglement table when this is over. But you have now succeeded in kind of like making this dagger a thing that will give you power, which is something that you would normally have to spend an exorbitant amount of money on getting from a very special like magic shop or something like that in Otherworld. So you have just kind of sort of created yourself one of these artifacts or... okay, fantastic. Okay, so when this happens, however, your eyes will roll back into the back of your head. Your irises, everything like is white, correct? if I remember correctly, when
Yes.
you described this. Okay, so that's what it looks like as Stalker begins to do this. His eyes are white and his head is back and his mouth is slightly agape. Stalker, you are now in darkness and you are surrounded by these eyes. What do you do?
I glance around and say, "What are you?" Is that Latin? Okay. So I think I would have a decent grasp of Latin, but I, Orcish, have zero grasp of Latin.
And memory, my darling. We had this conversation 10 minutes ago and you rolled for it. Remember?
Okay, so we're...
So you do not understand what is being said at this moment. You do understand Latin, all of you do, but you rolled to see if you could understand what this thing was saying, and it's some form of like archaic Latin that is out of your reach.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Then I say, what do you want?
Can we not hear that? It's only Stalker that can hear that, yeah? Alright.
Do I sense anything?
Absolutely. Is there something in particular that you're looking for? Like maybe the feeling behind the words? Maybe the intention?
Yes, the intentions.
I will allow you to just go ahead and interpret the inflection or anything you want. You don't need to roll for it. If you are looking for me to assist with that, I can do that and we can roll for it.
Okay. Will you set us free? Sounds like it's asking me questions as well. I'm going to try to, instead of communicating through my words, I will try to communicate through feelings and images.
A+. Go ahead and make a roll for me. Difficulty 30. And this is mind. We can actually bump that up to 40 because you did an otherworldly success at your communication. So I'll let that roll into the scene a little bit and give you shift up. So difficulty 40.
74. So I say, is there some sort of connection that I feel with this? And with this thing, can I feel more of what it is? And
Ooh, that's a really good question. And I don't think you have to roll for this because you rolled to connect and you specifically said the words. The reason why that roll was so low and like difficult for you to do is because you said you wanted to enter its mind. You wanted to like, and that's like insane levels of madness. So, but you succeeded at it with an otherworldly success. So absolutely, I think you can feel around, but I don't know what words I would use to describe to Stalker specifically as to what he's feeling. How about I put it this way? A long time ago, great, archaic, horrific creatures were written about, probably with your clan. Creatures that you could potentially summon, but they were apocalyptic. They are world-ending. You are speaking to a world-ending entity at this moment. And I'm sure that probably, as you look around at the many, many eyes, it may strike you that it has quite the appetite and has consumed many, many, many a world.
Fuck.
Res Deathless is what it says to you one final time. And I'm leaving that without the changer on. So you guys can write it. You can write it down. I'll let you take that with you. And if you remember any of the others, go for it. But I know that it's sometimes hard to hear with the echo. But if you say nothing else or try nothing else, I think it will expel you at this point.
Dormammu, I have come to bargain.
Wait, but actually, do you say that? Okay, I was like, holy shit, dude.
About your face.
Yeah, I was like,
great.
yo, you said yeah. Yeah, it's this cast doing shit I never expect. I'm fine with it.
No, he would never do that. I would say, too bad you've already done it. You made the joke.
Yep.
Real.
No, I meant too bad isn't that too bad he wouldn't do it. Never gonna strong.
Yeah, I know. It is too bad. I would love to see what would happen.
I can kill this character if you like, right now, right here.
we can make a
roll up
character
another
that's
one.
more
that will take more risks.
less rigid.
Just let me consume you.
like.
Just let me eat you. Become one of my eyes.
Oh God, sounds awful.
I don't think you'll think it.
You're saying that as if you don't secretly think about that all the time.
I mean, there's no way to communicate with it, so I think I try to leave it with my desire to leave this place.
It expels you. You come back to your body a bit, maybe with a shudder. I do think that this will feel different from when you normally communicate. Like I think, and I feel like you've described this once before, coming back into yourself after the communication is over. But this one needs to feel a little more otherworldly and a little less safe. And I want you to come away from the experience realizing that your body was actually in a state of death when you left it and came back to it. So perhaps when you kind of come back, you're taking a breath and it's sharp and painful, almost as if you've been held underwater for a while. And, then you're breathing in air. I know you're deathless, you're a vampire, you're undead, so you don't necessarily need air the way that we do, but you need something when you come back to this body, and perhaps that in itself is pretty jarring to you. I think you'll feel your bones. I think you'll feel that they feel cold and brittle when you come back in, and you're acutely aware of your meat suit. And it just feels strange for a moment.
Yeah, I take a sharp breath in, and my eyes snap back into focus, and I look down at my hands, and I come back to reality and realize where I am again, and look around and take in my surroundings. And I stand slowly and look at the other two.
I'm looking expectantly.
I look at them and say, we're fucked.
What did it say?
Oh, I'm gonna switch scenes. I'm sorry.
Yes.
It was so perfect.
waiting
It was
for
so
it.
perfect. I always let it hang for a second, just in case.
All right.
Well, we gotta switch after something like that.
Mhm.
Back in the alleyway. What are you doing here? What are you doing?
What are we doing?
Sorry, I'm still processing that. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Roll for me. The two of you, please. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I totally forgot this.
Just a
Difficulty
flat
30.
roll?
Nope.
Oh, 30.
Mind, please.
Mind.
Mhm.
All right. Difficulty 30.
82. I got no rolls today.
35.
Okay.
Failure. I mean, 35.
I know, but the target was 30 and you're 5 away. So
Yeah.
I will give this to you. If you'll let me do something else in return, I'll let you shift it. Although this time it's not going to be as simple as a shift on your next roll. Because last time it was like, oh, I just give you 5 plus 5 on your next roll. And I don't want you thinking that it will be that all the time. There will be a cost for this information. But it is perfect that it was you. I will say that.
Damn it. Yeah, sure. I'll take it.
So you were the one that felt the thing before, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you touched the side of the portal.
Yeah, the side of the
tear.
portal, and you got the feeling, and you were like,
Yes,
oh,
you're right.
fucking God. So that's why I'm
Yes.
like, oh, God. Okay, so you're going to immediately go to Oblivion 4 as this happens. But, and I know this doesn't feel like potentially Constantine, a power that he might have, but just trust fall with me here for a second.
Okay. I'm with you.
It's because of a connection that you and Stalker shared before. But I think you are going to... I would like for you to get a feeling or a glimpse of the feeling of danger of where Stalker is. And if I remember correctly, you helped him out of this dream state he was in before, correct? And I'm using air quotes.
No, that was Gunner.
Gunner.
That was
okay.
Gunner.
But when you healed him though, correct?
I healed him. Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
afterwards.
I did heal him.
Yeah.
No, I healed him after he was fighting with Fen. Him and Fen.
when he was...
Oh, that's right.
Had a
That's
huge...
right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
and
then
I got a piece of her.
that's
his dream.
Yeah.
Yep, that's right. I remember that.
Oh,
so
yes.
you guys have a little bit of a weird connection happening right now. So I think then I retract what I was going to do, but I will do something, close and similar. And that is just that same feeling that you got when you kind of like touched the portal before, that feeling of, that eye and that dread and something. But your instinct says Stalker is maybe in trouble or in that kind of, and your feeling that comes with that trouble is very distinctly the feeling you got when you touched the portal. But I can't give you any more than that.
Okay. And now I'm at Oblivion 4, yeah?
Yes. Yep.
There isn't any change to the experience from 3 to 4. Okay.
Nope, it's just a shift in difficulty. And if you take one more oblivion, you roll on the table. But it means that you auto succeed at the thing that you are trying to do. And you roll a D100, and depending on your roll, I mean, there is a chance you could immediately die, but it's if you roll 100. And every other roll,
if I take another.
Yeah. So if you,
I mean, I'm not going to take another. I'm going to do whatever I can to not have to do that.
Yeah, you say that now until you're in a situation where you feel like
she's going to put you in it.
I know.
You feel like an auto win is the only way to win. I'm just saying, just so that people know how it works, you can't get close to an auto win like that unless you're at Oblivion 4. So you kind of have to put yourself in a situation where you're on the borderline so that you have the ability to be like, Neo, no, I win. I auto win.
Okay. Okay.
I think we're go ahead.
Can I choose when I get this information in the scene?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool.
Yep. Okay, go for it.
Okay.
I think we're in the same position where we were.
Yeah.
Right, just pick up from there. And we're talking about how my blood tastes and all this stuff. I think I'm definitely aware your blood was in there. And I say, well, we're still like this, I think. I have tasted my blood many times before. I have to say, yours tastes very nice. It is like a fine wine.
Gracias.
Of course. How do you feel? Are you not excited?
I sort of take a slight step back from the embrace and put my hand on your shoulder to steady myself. And I think that there's a level of weariness that you might see on my face. I think I need a bath.
Well, we can find you a bath, but my friend, you must enjoy this moment. Pardon if I have projecting onto you, but we have just fought someone who claimed to be the prince of a city. I don't know about you, but this is not something I could do before. Perhaps the cities here are not as great, but I have never seen someone who could do this before. I have never been able to do these things I am doing before. Isn't this wonderful? Isn't this something new?
As you're saying this, my vision is swimming. Everything is starting to blur, almost like I've been drugged. And you're saying this, and the smile that you have, just full of joy and sort of power and prowess. It's starting to look menacing and frightening and twisted. And I take a step back, and then I feel this sudden clench at my heart as the weight of danger and Stalker being in danger, and that feeling hits me.
When this happens and I see it, I go right up to Constantine. I go right up to you, and my hand goes to the back of your head, so I wrench your head to meet mine. I put our foreheads together like this. We are victorious. We have done something great. Do not let this feeling slip away. Revel in it, enjoy it. Do not forget what has happened. And then we can move on to the next thing. See?
I'm clinging to the front of your shirt, like fists tight, and I'm shaking in your arms. Stalker. Is this gefährlich?
Is he here?
Is this gefährlich? Danger.
Well, perhaps Gunner is there as well. I don't know what.
No, you're not listening. And I push him back. But my hand is still like in your shirt.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is gefährlich. There's danger. They're in danger. Stalker. We must go.
Where are we going?
Wir haben keine Zeit. Can I sense how to get to him? Is there any way that I can kind of like... I don't think I know how to do this. Like, I don't think I've ever done this before. But I am looking around the alleyway frantically, and because my oblivion is so high and everything looks so fucked.
Mm-hmm.
What am I rolling?
You are rolling, technically mind.
Okay.
Sorry, mind. 30 difficulty. And you have Oblivion 4 now.
Yeah.
So I believe that puts you at minus 30.
Is it 30? Holy shit.
I think it's pretty intense. I think it's 30 or 40, but I'm going to say 30 for now to make it easier on you guys.
Yeah, I definitely don't pass. There's no way that I can like do anything probably.
That's not true. You should roll for it.
Okay. I rolled 41.
Oh, okay. Then yes.
Plus
no,
30, yeah.
Then no, because you can always still roll like a 1 or 11 or 22 or 33. Okay, so...
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So if... just in Oblivion, if it's 30,
yep.
Does that mean you just have to roll a 1 if the
She's
difficulty was 30?
She's got to roll a 1 or 11 or 22.
Okay, so that's the only way. Gotcha.
Or 33.
Okay.
Yep, any one of those. She can roll an otherworldly success and succeed, but it's got to be one of those numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Or I mean, you could just take Oblivion 5 and get there.
That's not gonna happen. No.
Never.
Well, where is he? Are they at the apartment? We can go back to the apartment.
I sort of nod, and then I whip my head to you again, and I go, Esteban?
Yes?
I look very disoriented. And then I'll say quietly, like, don't leave me.
I reach out my arm, like, for him to take. So come along. The night will end sooner than later. We should move. Then we stroll out of the alleyway. I hope.
I was gesturing for you guys to just switch, so we're going to switch scenes. Go for it.
What the fuck do you mean we're fucked?
This creature consumes worlds. And it's looking at us.
I look up at the eyes, realizing that they're actually looking at me. And they told you as much. Yeah?
It was more of a feeling.
All right, so we know absolutely nothing then.
I guess you could choose to not believe my feeling.
Narrator, would I know anything about these beings?
You can roll for it if you'd like.
Okay.
Is there a name for them?
Oh, yes. Do you know it? Probably not, unless you want to roll for it. There's always a chance that inspiration will strike, but it didn't necessarily give you anything that made you go, oh, that's what I should call it. I don't think, anyway. But again, you can roll. Both of you would be rolling Mind. Difficulty 30. Or if you want to draw on power from Ishna, it'll bump it to 40. If you want to draw on power from Moog as well, it'll bump it to 50. Okay.
Now I'll just do 30.
Yep. Go for it.
43.
I got a partial success.
No. Not only did you mirrored each other. 43 and 34.
Oh my god.
Do we look at each other for a moment?
Yep.
And at the same time we say,
What would we say?
Yeah, what would you say? That's a good question. I'm gonna leave
I
it to
don't
you
know.
guys because I can't.
well,
you
I
don't
was
really.
looking for a name. That's why I was rolling.
Yeah, but it's a partial, so I'm just gonna let you make something up.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna give you the true name.
Dormammu.
Yeah.
That film has not come out yet.
Yes, but the character has existed for quite some time. I will have you know.
Well, I don't think that Stalker's a super nerd, so...
That is fair.
World
also-
Devourer, Realm Devourer, something like that.
I was rolling to see if I recognize anything about what he just said about something that would eat worlds. And he was rolling for
Yeah,
a name.
a name. Yep.
So I don't know how inverted rolls would like work out for that.
I just think it's fucking insane, and the odds are incredibly low. So I'd like to do something cool here.
Yeah.
There's in my brain, unless you rolled like a 1, 11, 22, or 33, the name that you haven't ever encountered before isn't just going to suddenly pop into your head. But I think he could potentially give it a name or use something in this instance in which to reference it that you guys could use, which will have effects outside of, him just coming up with a name. But as for you, if you would know anything about... I think I'm going to do the same thing that I did for Stalker, which is that, in myth, in stories, long, long ago, there were great big entities that would consume worlds. So I think probably, but I mean, I don't know if Cora would be like, but that's nuts, right? Because that can't be real. I don't know what your clan believes in or worships or what Cora might believe in or worship, but I think up until this point, it has seemed mythical, almost like vampires.
Yeah. I think that makes sense.
Yeah.
To be clear, I wasn't trying to roll for a specific name for this entity.
Mm-hmm.
I was just trying to roll for what, if I studied or learned about these things, what they were called.
Oh, yeah. I don't think, I think world eaters or something would probably be something that might come to mind because of your partial success here.
Okay.
Or, they're just something with consumption. Something like that. It's an entity like that, or a mythological creature that will consume worlds. Apocalyptic bringer or something like that. Something from Revelations in the Bible, shit like that. With fire and brimstone.
Okay. So I say, I would just say, World Eater, then I guess. So we lock eyes and I say World Eater and you, maybe the flashes of like learning about that stuff would happen at the same time.
Yeah, I like to think that as you were saying it, I saw that you really believed it, that this is what you were talking about, which would influence what I thought about the situation, because I would be going off of, this is just stuff of myth. It doesn't exist. But in this moment, I'm like, wait, maybe this does actually exist. Is he so sure about what he just experienced?
That sounds frightening, wonderful.
Great to know. It's a confirmation of just how dangerous this place is. All right, well, now that you've spoken to it, can we move on to trying to get out of here?
I was always willing to attempt to open the portal. I just think we should try other avenues. But if you both want that...
Well, I don't think there's much for us to relate to with a creature that has eaten worlds and has probably been around longer than existence. I think whatever you found out from that conversation is all we're going to find out.
And you both realize this could make things worse.
How do you figure?
I could open a portal and we could step through and cease to exist. Or become something else. I'm not sure how it works. When you are consumed by something like this.
But we are not consumed just yet, are we?
No, I've been here before.
Yes, and you left just the same, yeah?
No, Gunnar brought me out.
Wait, when did Gunnar and you come here?
Gunnar woke me in a way, brought me back to my body, but I was actually here. It wasn't a dream. It is complicated.
All I wish is to not be here long enough that either my mind or my body finds its way here again.
Perhaps you could lend me some power.
Well, I'm not lending you shit. I cross my arms.
I wasn't talking to you. Cora is a
that's the
powerful
answer.
blood mage. I have seen her do things that are incredible.
With the suggestion of lending power, I look at Moog.
Yes?
I think the only expression I would have is just maybe a little bit of helplessness.
He could do the thing, or he can do his thing. I'm saying very quietly.
Did you sneak over to her and whisper in her ear so I couldn't hear that?
I'm behind her.
He's
I've been
behind her
this
back,
entire
yeah.
Oh, right,
time.
okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he probably just dips so that you can't read his lips and whispers to her. I will say, though, Cora, if you are feeling any little bit of helplessness, I think there is a moment of hesitant uncoiling of your passenger to try to ease that feeling for you. but it is trepidatious.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I don't want this to come down to just a roll. Rolls have been terrible recently. But also the only reason we came here was to help the others. To get to the others.
We can do a series of 3. Moog rolls, you roll, and Stalker rolls.
Okay. Yeah, let's do that.
I'm so sorry to interrupt, but something that Acorn just said, we came here to try to get to the others, and now we're trying to get to you. Can that do anything whatsoever?
That's what I was having you roll for earlier.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
okay.
Okay.
You're good. We'll see if it will assist them in this moment. But yes, that is exactly how this magic works. With intention.
Okay. Well, I guess makes sense. The rest of the group does the same kind of rolls, and we'll see who gets anywhere.
Yep. Okay, so again, same thing for you, Miss Cora. If you want to, bump your difficulty up by calling on Ishna, you can do that. If you want to call on Moog's power, you can bump it up 20 instead of just the 10 from Ishna. But otherwise, everyone's difficulty is going to be 30.
All right, I'll go first.
You can try to draw on Cora's power if you'd like.
Nope. I already got a 7. I'm not calling on shit.
Okay. Next up, Cora, go for it.
Difficulty 30 is without any assistance,
anything.
right?
Yep.
Okay. 46.
Okay. And Stalker.
So am I trying to open the portal right now? Is that what this is for?
I think we're doing a roll to see if Cora is gonna maybe give you power in which you can then succeed at opening this portal. Yeah. At least that was the
I feel like we're rolling for entanglement here a little bit.
Okay. So
To
this
see who
isn't the actual
succeeds.
act of me
I mean, it
opening,
will. I'm
because
not going to make
I
you
have-
re-roll.
Okay,
But yeah.
so if I am opening the portal, I think, and you can tell me no if you want.
I know.
But okay. But I feel like do I feel some sort of connection to that dagger after all of that?
Yeah, it's an item that's going to give you a shift if you use it. So fucking Philip Pullman this shit. Pull the dagger out and slice a thing in reality. Let's go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Come on, Will. Although I don't think it ends well for him. Yeah.
So does that give me a shift?
Yeah, as long as you're using the knife. But remember, the more you use the knife for the thing, the harder it will be for you to do it without the knife. So if somebody recognizes that the knife is an important part of your spell casting and takes it or breaks it or whatever, puts a curse on it, then it would endanger your ability to do it without. Basically, mechanically, what this translates to is as long as you've got the dagger, it's going to give you a positive shift. And if you're trying to do something without it, you have a negative shift. That's all.
In all spell casting?
For certain spells in the beginning. But if you start using it for everything, then yeah, you're going to be entangled to it for your... It's like a wizard's staff, essentially. They end up using it for all their spells because in their brain, they're like, this staff makes me stronger. And therefore it does. But then when they don't have it, they have a negative shift.
Sure. I'll use it.
Yep, go for it.
And this is layers, correct?
I think we're doing a general?
Yeah, we're doing a general roll here, but you can still have your shift from this ritual.
From the dagger.
From the dagger.
Okay.
So
27.
My God. Okay. Yep.
I want to give insight into this.
I'm gonna let you guys take over the narrative. Yeah.
Stalker just asked Cora if she would asked me if I would lend my power to him. But I'm standing there because he's witnessed me doing incredible things. But I'm standing here feeling helpless because the last few times I've tried to do anything, it hasn't worked. And the only way to make things work is to not focus on my own power, but to focus on the situation. And so I think that has introduced some level of doubt, self-doubt in me magically. And I don't feel like I can just solve this. So I'm standing there feeling like I don't know if I can do this. That's my mindset. Which I think translates into that role.
Yep, I think so too. That's perfect. I'll let you three take over the narrative and describe what happens here. Please. You can work together.
I think we should start with the first roll. I think we should start with Moog.
All right. Moog, you're up.
I believe, even though I told Stalker that he can't have any of my ability, I want to get out of here. And I inadvertently give some of my power over to not him, but I think the dagger itself. And that flame that represents my power that Cora stuck her hand in when she was using, engulfs the dagger and puts an inscription on it. Yes, if I can't do that, then stop me.
I was going to yes and you.
Okay, yes.
Could I possibly tell you what that inscription says?
Yes, because otherwise it's going to be very silly.
Either pick a number 1 through 3 or roll for it. Roll me a 1d3.
2. I'm just going to pick 2.
What did you intend to put on this dagger?
My name. As a very just slap.
Felt it in my bones, bitch. I knew what you were doing. And a name does appear on the dagger. Zunathar. And that is Zunathar.
And I fall to my knees a little bit. That took quite a bit out of me.
Mm-hmm.
And as I fall, I grab onto Cora's shoulder to help soften it a little bit.
I wrap my arm around him to help prop him up.
I didn't technically help him.
I nod.
And I get back up and look over at Cora. Thank you for not letting me fall.
Of course.
I think I'm quite done now, though.
I think normally this would give you maybe 2, just so everyone understands kind of the level of power in which you guys are exerting. I think this would normally cost someone 2 or 3 levels of Oblivion. A normal person would immediately be at level 3 Oblivion after what you've just done, but you won't, obviously, because you rolled really well. But yeah. Okay.
I look at Stalker and say, I hope you realize how generous that was of him. And I'm going to be honest. I think this has changed a little bit of how I see you. I don't think I trust you as much as I once did. I'm not going to share power. You got us in this. You can get us out.
Sometimes I forget how young you must be, and I'll slice open a door. It is smoky and purple like before, even pink. The edges are sharp, where before they were rough. And it is a perfect rectangle. And I reach, and a doorknob appears, and I open it and step through.
Next time, Cora, we really just need to fucking leave this guy.
As soon as I can figure out what any of this means and how all of this is happening, sure, we can consider that.
All right, you're the boss.
And then we step through, or I step through as well.
And I.
Oh, I'm feeling low again. They said I owe to them. They don't wanna let it go. Oh, I'm feeling low again. They said I owe to them. They don't wanna let it go. Giving every piece of my soul. You say you don't know what hold you cheap, you know. Giving every piece of my soul. You say you don't know what hold you cheap, you know. Giving every piece of my soul. You say you don't know.
Ego